I just wanted to let you know that this is a mock session, that none of this is true. Whatever Curtis says in this video is not true. It's all made up. It's just a mock session for Dr. Quiet to grade me on my cognitive behavioral therapy skills. Thank you. Hi, Curtis. I would like to set the agenda first off, and then if there's anything you'd like to add to the agenda, please feel free to do so. You had mentioned something about not wanting to stay in your present job for the rest of your life. So I'd like to go over making the decision to change your job. And I'd like to go over doing the advantages, disadvantages of both jobs. And then I'd like to have you do a little comparison of yourself and see where you are there. And I'd like to break down that goal into steps of wanting to change jobs. And then I would like to do some imagery with you. And then I'd like for you to work on doing a monitor chart during the week, and I'll explain that to you what that is. And also, this time around, I want you to work on preparing yourself for our next therapy session. I have some little homework there to have you do so you can prepare yourself by answering some questions, okay? So let's get started here. Is there anything that you'd like to add to the agenda today?
Nope, sounds good to me.
Okay. So if you don't mind, if it's okay with you, I'd like to talk about a little bit about just a brief thing about how you feel about changing your job. What's going through your head at this point, where you're trying to make the decision of changing your job? What's the going through your head?
What's going through my head is, is this, well, first of all, financially, it's definitely a good idea. Emotionally, well, I'll say this, it's really just a good idea. I know it'll be hard to switch jobs from working Walmart for 8 years. It's a lot to just say, well, I know I worked for y'all for 8 years, but I know life, the way I see it, life is a journey, and the journey is the destination, but not the ultimate destination, of course. But I don't think it's a bad idea in any sense. I am nervous about it. I will say that. I am nervous about it.
Let me interrupt you there. So you feel like you're laying them down because you've been there for 8 years?
Yeah, in a way.
Okay, and what are you nervous about?
I'm nervous about, what if I don't do so well at my new job, and what if I'm not, what's the word? Yeah, what if I don't do the job adequate enough, I guess that's what I'm saying, or efficient enough to their standards, because this is a step up from Walmart. It's a whole other industry, a whole other company. It's warehouse work is what it is.
Okay, let me interrupt you for a moment. At your present job, you listed, way back when we were doing an evaluation, you listed yourself as Cap Team 2, and you explained that to me. That is a type of a warehouse position where you're receiving and stocking shelves. So you're actually receiving stuff in and unloading trucks in that. That's similar to a warehouse job. And how do you feel that you do right now in that position?
I think I do moderately well.
Could you switch that moderately well over to this new position and think, okay, this is a warehouse position, I could possibly do moderately well at this position too, because I know what warehouse work is like?
Yeah.
So we can change that thought process right there, and instead of thinking, oh, I might not do so well, to, I may do better than I think because I've already got warehouse stuff going on in my job now.
Right.
Okay. Let's take a moment here, and I made out this here, and let's list, and your present job is at the top. Let's list some of the advantages of your present job. Just list about 2 or 3.
The 2 or 3 benefits. Okay. I know this is probably shouldn't think about pay for stock, but this is again retail, so don't mean to sound negative, but retail is typically about the bottom line.
Remember, this is advantages, not disadvantages.
I got you.
Okay. Okay, you have 2 advantages here in this job. Let's go down here and list 2 advantages that you think may be in a new job. Okay, here list 2 disadvantages of the present job.
Oh, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Disadvantages?
Yes. I know there may be a lot, but let's just stick to 2, okay?
Let's say there's always room for improvement. That's not the room for
growth.
Growth, yes. Growth. Now this is just speaking for me. I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody else.
Right.
Growth and advancement.
Okay. List 2 disadvantages of the new job that you may think that might be with this new job. What are the 2 disadvantages?
Disadvantages are, let's see.
Okay, let's see what you got here. Let me see this now. Okay, you listed advantages of the present job, quarterly bonuses. Okay, benefits. That could be an advantage or a disadvantage, right?
That's true.
Compared to the advantages of the new job, you say higher pay and better benefits. Disadvantages of present job, no room for growth, advancement, weak on pay.
Yeah.
Disadvantages of new jobs, long days. Okay. Let's also think about comparing yourself in your present job to comparing yourself in your new job. This may put these advantages and disadvantages into perspective by doing that. So, in your present job, let's compare how you are in that emotionally.
Okay. At my present job, you said?
Yeah, your present job. Emotionally, how are you? I'll let you hold on to that so you can.
Depressed.
Depressed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Name one thing that makes you depressed at your present job.
Present job is, like I said, it's retail. And they ask for more than what they're paying you for. And
so the pay doesn't match the job description.
Nope.
I mean the job of what they want you to do.
Nope.
Okay, let's think about, okay, let's switch to the new job. Let's think about, okay, you've taken the new job and you're in the new job role. What's going through your head now?
In my head now. Well, I'm not as depressed as I used to be. This much. I will have to say, having finances did and does affect that. 8 to 12 hours a day at X amount of dollars an hour. So it's and plus the people I work with, the atmosphere is a lot different. There's not, I guess, what some people would call drama.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
Because there's really no time for that where I work now.
Here's a monitoring chart I want you to do, I would like for you to do on a daily basis. You can do this at lunch if you'd like. Work on it at lunch. I know your hours will be changing with the new job and you may have different times you can do it at, but at least once a day, I'd like for you to sit down and do this. And you can do it while you're eating. It's not that taxing. It's a monitor chart. And what I want you to do is put the date here, the activity that you would be doing or facing or did face the day before. You can do this from the day before. The level of predicted anxiety, in other words, how you think, how much anxiety you thought you were going to have over it, and rate it 0 to 100. And then think about the actual level of anxiety that was happening and going on as you were doing the activity, and put the reality of the anxiety level here. Then here, I want you to put down what you predicted it might come out to be, the outcome, the predicted outcome, not the actual outcome. And then I want you to put here what really happened, the actual outcome. And then over here, if these two don't match, I want you to mark out the predicted outcome. By doing this, this is going to help you to see how much anxiety level you actually do have. It may not be as much as you're thinking. And here, it will actually show you that what you may thought, your thoughts, may be inaccuracy going on here. Okay? Putting too much negative thinking into what you're actually doing. What you're doing and what actually happened may not match that. Okay? So I have you take that and do that, okay?
Okay.
That'll help you to get things in perspective and deal with a lot more situations in more of a positive way, because it may bring out a lot of positive things that you're not seeing at the moment, okay?
Okay.
I would like to have you also look at your goal and break down your goal into steps, okay? And this may help you to do the switch of jobs, okay? And I want you to start out with something difficult. You've been working for this job for 8 years. I want you to put in your 2-week notice, first off. Then finish your 2 weeks at this job. Then the next step is going to be starting at your new job. Then the next step is when you're at your new job, don't feel like you're going in there knowing everything. I want you to ask for help when you need to, okay? And let them help you, okay? And don't look at it as a bad thing, okay? This is a positive thing I want you to see. And then the very top goal, where you're at your goal, is where you do feel like you do well at your job, okay? So I want you to work on that as a goal, okay, for this week. Now here, I want you to imagine, we're going to do a little imagining, if that's okay with you. Okay. I want you to imagine yourself turning in your 2-week notice at your present job. What's going through your head at the moment? How are you feeling?
Bittersweet.
Okay, can you elaborate on that?
Well, it's kind of like, I don't want to go, but I kind of have to, because you got to get off the cruise ship sometime.
Okay.
So, and
okay, you're thinking that, okay, you're in front of your boss. You're standing there with the envelope in hand and saying, here's my 2-week notice. How are you feeling at that point?
I feel like I'm willing and dealing in a way. I feel like
Okay.
a realtor, because really the job market is just that, a market.
Yeah.
You know.
But how are you feeling emotionally?
Emotionally?
On the inside, how is it making you feel?
Like I'm dizzy.
And why is that?
I don't know. It's mixed. It's just a great big ball of, what are you doing? This is security. This is a secure job. What's wrong with you? Where are you going? Why are you doing this? You bonehead. Don't go anywhere. You know, you've been here for 8 years.
So having something in your hand, right in front of you, it's making you scared to death to take this new job because you know nothing about it.
Right.
Okay, but you do know something about it. It's a warehouse job. And you do know that it's full-time. You know, it's better pay, better benefits, and probably you work with a better class of people. That's what you stated through this whole session.
Right.
But you're scared to death of leaving something that you've been with for 8 years because of the loyalty factor.
Yeah, the whole bird in the hand and tune the bush.
But you already accepted this job over here. You're switching jobs now. Okay? Now, I want you to imagine yourself accepting your new job, and you're already there, and everything's working out. What's going through your mind now?
It's going through my mind now. Everything's working out. It's like my old job was a whole other world to me. You know.
How are you feeling emotionally about this new job? You're in the new job now.
It's kind of like not depressed. Let's just say I'm not depressed anymore. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's learn something new every day. Let's go for it.
Okay, so how are you feeling emotionally on the inside?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
So all the anxiety you were having of quitting your job is no longer there because you have this new job now and you're in the job now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really a learning experience for you.
Yes, and I had to.
You no longer feel brain dead or machine-like.
No. Because, yeah.
Okay. Along with this homework I gave you there, and picturing this goal here, I want you to also do a therapy worksheet to prepare yourself for next time, okay? I have 5 things listed here, and if you go through and answer these, I think it will help us to progress in our sessions and get into talking about stuff that's important to you. And this will also help us to pinpoint those things that are important to you and what went on through your week and how you felt during the week. Okay? And the last thing I want to cover actually is, how did you feel during week. I apologize for the time right now.
That's okay.
Give me just a moment here. Briefly, in a couple of sentences, tell me how you felt this past week.
I felt this past week, now let me ask you this, are we talking about how I felt this past week at my present job, or?
Do you feel better knowing that the other job is in hand, you've already accepted it, and you're just in your 2-week lull?
Yeah, I do. It's just like, well.
You feel positive, you said.
I do, and I know this sounds kind of, but, you know, in these last 2 weeks, I'm not going to openly say it at work, but it's pretty obvious. They really can't fire me for much. I mean, I put in my 2 weeks notice, they kind of can't, because then it can fall back on them. I'm not going to do anything stupid, you know, like hop in a shopping cart and go running around the store and do whatever, you know.
Yeah. But you're just ready to get out of there.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this session we've covered making decisions, and you changing jobs was making the decision. That was a big step after 8 years. And we talked about how you felt when you gave your 2-week notice. We talked about you comparing yourself to then and now. We talked about breaking down a goal and showing you the steps, how you can break the goal down and not have it so overwhelming to you. And we talked about doing a monitor chart so you can monitor your thoughts and how you can see that your thoughts are inaccurate compared to what really took place, and how your anxiety level may not be as high as you think. You may not have that much anxiety over things, and you may not be stressing out as much. And we talked about you doing a therapy worksheet from now on to prepare for each therapy session. So, is there anything else that you would like to add or tell me?
No, we pretty much covered it for now, anyhow.
Okay. If there's anything that you'd like to talk about, like I said, answer those questions there, and we'll open up the next session with whatever questions you have or thoughts that you come up for our session during the week. Okay?
Okay.
And thank you for coming into your session and talking to me and giving me the opportunity to help you out with this. It's a big decision, a big step.
You can say that again.
Well, thank you, Curtis, and I look forward to seeing you again, and have a great week.